My research focuses mostly on how we engage with the future to make decisions in the present. So we do a lot of developing different scenarios and pathways to the future to reach different policy targets like net zero, and try to model what those pathways could look like. So we really bring together stakeholders and different forms of scientific evidence to try to make sense of these policy questions. We have these big policy targets like net zero by 2050, but obviously when that comes to action today and in the near future, that implicates all of us in our everyday lives, working on the land, living on the land, enjoying nature. And so as we try to make plans for what we're doing and how we set priorities in terms of what we fund and where we place our time, it's extremely important that we all come together and have these hard conversations about what that looks like and what impacts these kind of decisions are having on people of many, many different walks of life. To do that, I think something like today is really important because we're bringing together people from different landscapes to try to kind of be inspired by a landscape that has been restored to help motivate us into the future. The Land Use for Net Zero Hub, or LUNZ Hub, is a really interesting project because it is trying to sit right at the intersection of science and policy and bring together a lot of different forms of engagement and evidence to try to make sense of this kind of transition toward land use for net zero nature and people. So what that looks like is we have a work package focused on transdisciplinary community engagement, identifying the right stakeholders, the different perspectives of people at all scales and out on the land, and bringing them into these conversations. We have the Net Zero Futures platform, which is really looking at co-developing policy pathways toward net zero that take in a lot of this complexity that we're talking about and modeling them to see if we actually do make these targets and kind of inspiring potentially more transformative actions to achieve those futures. And we've got this interesting Agile Policy Center, which is kind of a new model of how science engages with policy, where they're able to provide kind of a rapid response to key policy questions and provide scientific evidence that directly informs decision making. So it's a bit more of kind of an unentangled and hopefully very productive and agile relationship between the science that we're producing about the land and those decisions that are being made in government.